classical music on KPAC from the composer Alexandra Gardner. It's called Crows, and you're going to hear that and a whole lot more this coming Monday with the Soli Chamber Ensemble celebrating their 30th year. There's a lot of other great stuff going on as well. They're playing some fantastic pieces. I'm here with Stephanie Key, the artistic director and clarinetist. Okay, tell me about how this ensemble is different now than it was 30 years ago. If the 30 years ago Soli Chamber Ensemble could see you now, what would they say?
Well, what a great question. Honestly, I think the one thing that is special is that we have stayed committed to that original dream. The fire, the passion to bring new music, new works to life, to really the making of a medium is the term that keeps coming to my mind over the last couple of years of, our instrumentation is unique.
Yeah.
Clarinet, violin, cello, and piano. As I always like to say, it kind of has a little bit of all the food groups. And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's great because when we reach out to composers and invite them to write for us, they, some will go, oh, wow, that's a really unique instrumentation. I love it.
Yeah.
No one's ever gone, oh, no, I want to write for a string quartet or piano trio only. It's so I think that the staying power of building this repertoire for this instrumentation has really been the one thing that has stayed. I think probably what's changed would just be how deeply invested we all, the four of us, are in playing together. Right now David and I are in Dallas, Ayrton's been in Fort Worth, Carolyn's in San Antonio, but our fortitude, our just sheer will to continue working together. Groups form and then your lives change and you go on. But I think seeing that, you're like me, you still like me, that we're hanging together and still making the most powerful music in my life, making it work, and that friendship has just grown deeper and stronger as people and as musicians, what we've experienced together. It's a very special relationship, very rare.
And it is all happening at the San Antonio Botanical Garden this coming Monday. The Soli Chamber Ensemble. All the information is available at solichamberensemble.com. Yeah, you got to write it out. solichamberensemble.com. And you get to hear a group that by now they are just as comfortable as an old shoe. They lock together so well. It's a real ensemble. Always a pleasure to listen to. And Stephanie Key, artistic director and clarinetist, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Barry. I so appreciate it.
And all the very best to you this coming Monday evening. Barry Brake here with Classical Connections every weekday, 1 to 3. Man, there's lots of great music on the way. In the meantime, I hope that you are a contributing member of Texas Public Radio. You keep programming like you just heard, local stuff from great musicians who are playing and adding to the life of San Antonio, just as this station adds to the life of San Antonio and bringing you that music. Well, what's it worth to you? It's the Fall Pledge Drive. We're asking you to support Texas Public Radio. It's so easy to do. Go to tpr.org. tpr.org. Here's some music by Thomas Dallas. Kings, If Ye Love Me. We heard the King's College, Cambridge, under Philip Ledger. And this is 88.3 FM, Classical KPAC. It's Classical Connections every weekday, 1 to 3 p.m. I'm your host, Barry Brake. I'm here with Deirdre Saravia. It is our fall membership campaign for Texas Public Radio. We're nearing the end of it. Please let it be the end of it. Maybe it'll end today. You never know. Deirdre Saravia, what do you think?
You know, there's something that I think is always a tricky kind of question for most people, and that is, how much should I give? And you know, some people really extend themselves and I think give to the maximum of their abilities, while there are other people who say, well, you know what, they ask for $10 a month, I can do $10 a month. Perhaps even less than that. And you know, there are people really who can't afford even that amount of money. So if you are contributing to the station, you should also remember that you are helping other people enjoy beautiful music, something that really brightens your life every day by your contribution to the station. But back to my original question, how much should you give? Honestly, it's something that entirely depends on you and where you think you fit into that donation.
Absolutely true, Deirdre. You know, the thing is, the beauty of it is that every person decides. You decide what is right for you to give. The only thing is that you give at tpr.org.
If you decide to give at $5 a month, that is great. We do appreciate it. If you decide that in actual fact you can pay $100 a month, that's very good as well. We always appreciate those larger amounts of money. And I would definitely urge everyone to consider giving at the sustaining level, which means you decide how much money you're going to give, and then you let us know. We'll get the details from you. We will deduct it from whatever, your credit card, your bank account, etc. And that's it. You can forget about it. You'll know that you're supporting the station that you listen to, maybe a little, maybe a lot. But either way, this is a very, very worthwhile donation. And we appreciate each and every one of you. All our listeners, I might add, all our listeners, because, you know, what's the point of having a radio station if you don't have the listeners? Wouldn't you agree, Barry?
Absolutely. It's so true. I mean, it is public radio, Texas Public Radio. None of this would matter if it weren't reaching people. And the thing is, you're reaching tons and tons of people. When you make your donation to Texas Public Radio, you're helping everyone in this whole area, San Antonio, the Hill Country, all over. People, as you mentioned, who can't afford it. People who might not have heard classical music before, and they stumble across it on the dial, and suddenly their world is turned around with this music that, well, it just doesn't get a lot of airplay in other ways and in other places. We give it time, and we give it exposure, and we allow you to discover classical music along with us. It's just a wonderful thing. TPR.org, that's the bottom line. Go to TPR.org. If you don't have the TPR app, oh man, get the TPR app. It's easy to do. You just go to where you download the apps and just look up Texas Public Radio. The TPR app is easy, it's free, it's secure. You get to keep up on all the stuff, and it's a great way to donate to Texas Public Radio. Keep up with the way that you give, and we love it when you do give. We love that so many people give. It's just such a wonderful thing. Texas Public Radio. It brings you stuff like you're about to hear, stuff that you would never hear otherwise. The Mozart Festival Texas 2019 happened at Bennick Hall, University of the Incarnate Word. Here's the Mozart Festival Orchestra with this Sinfonia Concertante by Mozart live in San Antonio and here on Texas Public Radio. TPR.org. Donate now.